redeem myself. I want to show you guys that I can change. I'm a good person.
This organization existed for more than 11 years and has seen many famous players wearing its jersey. They even made it to the playoffs of ESL Cologne in 2014, earning themselves an in-game sticker. They had it all. Promising players, trusted sponsors, and yet today, chances are you don't know their name. A name which was involved in some of the biggest cheating and match-fixing scandals. Today we are covering the rise and the fall of Epsilon in Counter-Strike. This video is brought to you by SkinsMonkey, an easy-to-use trading site, and here's how it works. I have this open, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like garbage, it's even worse in game. So lucky me, I go on SkinsMonkey, put it on the balance, and I can trade with any other skins I see here. If I need to add more balance, I will put in the code Jeff to get an extra 5% on top of the usual 30%. And with the first trade bonus, the more you trade, the more cashback you get. It's an easy way for you to change your skins and play with something fresh. Have a look at the freebies tab to get in giveaways and tasks, and if you're interested, you know where to find the link, right? Epsilon was created in 2008 by Greg Champagne in Brussels, Vietnam. Yeah, no, Belgium. Originally starting in Team Fortress 2, they're going to be present on many games, but we're gonna focus on one of them, Counter-Strike. The first roster will be present on Counter-Strike Source, managing to get some results, placing third at the 2008 ESL Pro Series, winning 6,000 euros at the Experience 2008 with a French lineup including RPK and Existence. Now if you're following Counter-Strike, you know French lineups don't last very long, and just a few months later the whole roster will leave Epsilon for Crack. And I mean another org called Crack Clan, as they were offering contracts including money. Mind you, we're talking about a different time. It will take 6 months for Epsilon to come back with another lineup, this time Norwegian but without noticeable results. We'll have to wait until January 2011 for Epsilon to come back again, this time with a UK team, with notably Henry G and Rattlesnake finding some results but nothing too crazy. Will this one last? No, not even another year until we find Epsilon with a brand new lineup, this time from Denmark, including Glaive and the best cypher main of Counter-Strike, Hunden. Okay, but surely now this one will last? No, Counter-Strike Source was dying, but for a good reason. Global Offensive just came out, and while the first days weren't necessarily the brightest, the esports scene was building a solid foundation.
Let me introduce to you the first team. Please, give us some noise, put your hands in the air.
In 2013, Epsilon enters Global Offensive with yet another different lineup, this time Swedish. The roster is Lox, Kaboom, JW, Flusha and Xelos. They begin in February with the online qualifier for the EMS. They make it to the finals and actually win. The footage and the game itself looks, well, real bad, but that's all we have. 4 days after, they take part in another tournament, which they win again. In fact, they win a tournament every other day at this point, and they all have something in common: they are online tournaments, so naturally the community is suspicious. Flusha himself will respond to some of them. But anyway, they are winning and the future looks bright for Epsilon. Or maybe not. 2 weeks after, ESL announces Epsilon will be disqualified after a player got caught cheating. This one, Xeros. His ban will provoke a lot of reactions, and I mean a lot. The timing was suspicious, because just a week before that happened, he got kicked out of the team, even though they were winning. So, did they find out and kick him out? Did they know? That will remain a mystery. That will be the first blow to Epsilon's reputation, but nonetheless, the players keep going. The roster will see a few changes, and it turns out they are still doing actually pretty good, getting results in both online and offline, with arguably their best one, a second place at DreamHack Summer 2013, where only the NIPs were able to stop them, and oh, look at how cute that is, a young Mr. Tweeday!
So there it is, Epsilon Esports, a young team, a surprising team, takes that second place. They like to shoot headshots, that's all there is about them, and they will take home 40,000 Swedish kroners live here from DreamHack Summer 2013, the SteelSeries CSGO Championship.
So, the lineup looks promising, and maybe, just maybe, this will mark the beginning of a new era of stability for the organization, but no. At the time of renewing the contracts, the organization will release their players. Epsilon will say they are shifting priorities and venturing elsewhere. The current roster will be picked up by Fnatic. But for Epsilon, this is the end of CSGO. Or is it? In 2014, CSGO is taking off. Within just a year, the player count tripled. More players, more interest around the game, and more money. Everybody talks about these pixels, these skins, and it will definitely not lead to any abuse. The French have a lot of good players, and it turns out 5 of them with decent results are on the market, as Clan Mystic will announce on Facebook. Yeah, on Facebook, they will part ways with the team, but the team doesn't disband. So there is currently a promising team filled with talented players. Only problem? They're French, but so be it. Epsilon had a French lineup before, they can do it again. So just a year after disappearing, Epsilon comes back to life with a new roster: Shox, GMX, SF, Kiyoshima and Mistu, and they are doing good. After a third place at DreamHack Summer 2014, the team makes one small adjustment and replaces Mistu with Foxio, an upcoming French player with a reputation for having a very good potential, if he manages to control his emotions. Indeed, Foxio was kicked out of previous teams for being unbearable to his teammates in-game. But Epsilon gives him a chance. This lineup will make it to the playoffs of ESL Cologne 2014, 5th place, which is why Epsilon has a sticker in-game. It feels like, finally, after getting lineups from 6 different countries, they found the right formula. So the Frenchmen will continue to get some result. The team seems to be doing quite well, as we can see from this vlog, filmed by Shox himself. The morale seems pretty good, but it's just a facade. In-game, it's a different story, and Foxio will be kicked out. Quote, "The decision was taken unanimously after several attempts to contain his difficult attitude in-game." Okay, now pause. I have to give you some context. This whole thing happened in the middle of the infamous French shuffle, where basically every French team decided to mix everything everywhere all at once like it's a cocktail, and there's a billion changes happening, which I'm not gonna cover. In the end, Epsilon changes 3 players and the new roster now looks like this, notably adding Scream, the famous one-tap machine. Speaking of which, we are now in November 2014 and one of the most recognizable moments of Counter-Strike is about to happen. I even sang about it.
Kali Vagban? No.
What? I'm gonna check one second.
Seriously? No.
Everybody knows Kali got VAC banned, only he wasn't the only one. SF will also receive a VAC ban on the same day. A hard blow for Epsilon, it's now the second time one of their players gets banned for cheating. In a statement, SF will pull the usual, me cheating? No, I only used it once in matchmaking, man, I swear, blah blah blah, yada yada, you know. The usual. Anyway, now Epsilon has an empty slot and they want to find a good player who can shine as much as Scream. So what happens? They bring Foxio back.
What?
He returns in early December and to no one's surprise, it's not gonna go well within the team. A few weeks later, it's a breaking point, GMX gets kicked out and he's really not happy about it. Like, really not happy about it. We will learn later, GMX has a history of bad blood with Foxio, and when he learns the team chose Foxio over him, he snaps. Right away, he takes it on Twitter and says, "Should I drop a bomb or not?" Now, for context, that just happened. GMX confesses to losing a match on purpose while betting on it, also known as matchfixing, so that's bad enough, but the bomb is what follows. All of my teammates and some of their friends were aware of this. Oh boy, here we go. Scream matchfixing, seriously? No, the news gets everywhere, everybody talks about it. CSGO Lounge confirms a close friend of Scream who would usually stick to small bets suddenly decided to go on an alternate account to bet bigger than usual on this match specifically against his friend. It was very suspicious. On the same day, the coach himself will confirm he was told the outcome of the match before it actually happened. Now everybody asks the one thing, Scream, did he know for real? The next day, GMX will rectify his statement. I wrote that comment very angry, and because of that, I forgot to say my former teammate Scream did not know about this throw. So, he's basically saying everyone else knew. The bomb is dropped, an insane amount of pressure is building on the players, and finally on the next day, Foxio sends this video to HLTV.
I make this video to respond to the GMX accusation. Our team was pretty bad on Nuke because we never play this map, and Overgaming was a really good team on it, and we decided to play the match not at our 100% capacity. And we decided to give our skin to friends so they can bet for yours. That's really sad, and I know that. I don't want that everything stop right now because I have made a mistake.
Valve took 2 days to look into the situation and come to a decision. The banhammer falls on everyone but Scream. Everyone else will be banned for match fixing, apparently for just a year. And to be fair, the amounts they won weren't really significant. We're talking about maybe $200 of skins, so it's very likely no one would have ever known if it wasn't for GMX.
Pourquoi avoir décidé de balancer ce dossier tout d'un coup?
Par vengeance. J'essaye pas de passer pour un héros, c'est juste que ce qu'ils m'ont fait, je l'ai pas accepté et j'ai voulu me venger, quoi.
D'accord, donc
Ouais,
c'est clairement
tout.
suite à ton kick.
Oui, c'est clairement suite à mon kick.
At this point, Epsilon is crushed. Within just a few weeks, one of their players got banned for cheating and 4 other players got banned for match fixing. It's not really an ideal scenario. After an attempt with the Spanish roster, they make yet another comeback with a Swedish lineup, including a name you should remember, Xeros. Yeah, the one that got banned for cheating. Turns out his ban expired and he's allowed back in. An opportunity the match fixers won't ever receive, as Valve will announce in 2016 the match fixing bans are actually meant to be forever. Foxio will try to fight this, but to no avail. Now it can be seen as a controversial decision because cheaters are allowed back in after a temporary ban, so why not the others? And one element of response could be that cheating in Counter-Strike isn't actually against the law, whereas match fixing would be classified as fraud. You are rigging the outcome of a match with many people betting money on it. This is something the law understands, and in the case of Epsilon, more than 24,000 bets were placed on the match, so how many of them got robbed? And to be fair, I don't think it's about how much they won. Like I said, the amounts they won were actually ridiculous. We're talking about the principle. Now, is $200 really worth a lifetime of ban? That's not for me to say. Epsilon will keep on going for a bit, but they will never manage to make it back to Tier 1. Their reputation is severely damaged and there's a lot of turnover within the active roster. You still find stories of unpaid buyouts as recent as 2018, and eventually in August of 2019, Epsilon finally shuts down for good due to struggling to keep up with the increasing expenses of esports. Despite the crazy stories, the twists and the turns, many famous players went through Epsilon at some point. Apex, Scream, Shox, JW, Flusha, Devilwalk, Modi, Schneider, Kiyoshima, Sixer, Mixwell, Res, Moya, Kito, Blame, F, Brokey, all of them at some point played under the banners of Epsilon, a name that will forever be tainted by the many scandals. Entertaining, nonetheless.